What's really good, YouTube? It's your boy DGBA, the coach of the Peoria Pidgeots in the DGBA, coming at you with the first video of this brand new YouTube channel covering the DGBA. We are going to cover today and kind of just gloss over, not even scratch the surface. We are just going to go over the main draft that just went down for Season 4. The fun $120 bills, y'all, draft that just went down. 16 coaches, $120 each, a bunch of mons, a bunch of broken new Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon mons are in the draft. It is just going to be so much fun. So we're just going to kind of gloss over the teams, the divisions. I should have put the conferences on this main screen, but I'm stupid. I didn't do it because I forgot. So we're just going to kind of go over some things, just some real rough over the surface things, just because we're going to, in a different video, we're going to go on to dive into everybody's team more effectively, deeper, probably in a more power ranks video with multiple coaches so we can get different points of view. And I need to study these teams more. I'm going to kind of give you the raw feelings and thoughts kind of about what's going through my head about these squads. So as you can see on the screen, you're looking at the divisions. So we have the Rocket, the Galactic, the Plasma, and the Skull divisions. So in the Rocket division, the New England Patch Rats, the Pittsburgh Celestelas, the Golden State War Turtles, the Icky Town Incineroar. In the Galactic division, we have the New York Como OOs. Sounds like a cereal. The AFC Jaxorus, which is a dope name. The Los Angeles Larvitars, the FK Mold E-Breakers. The Plasma division, we got the London Lycanroc, the Armaldos, the SL Benfinians, and the Miami Rotom Heat. And then in the Skull division, we had the Work City Altaria, the Peoria Pidgeots, myself, the Phoenix Sunflora, and the London Arsenio. So the divisions on the left are in the Magma Conference, and the divisions on the right are in the Aqua Conference. So those conferences will be playing each other, and then we meet in the finals. It's kind of like an NBA style, kind of like an NFL style, you know what I mean? It's pretty cool what we've put together this year for you guys. So we're going to be looking at each division and each team kind of in a row, just kind of to keep it in order, keep it in balance. So for the first division, the Rocket division, what many people are calling it, the can I say the Hell division? Yeah, it's called the Hell division. This division's crazy. So the first team, my boy Gengar and the New England Patch Rats, Jirachi, Togekiss, Hydreigon, Mega Blastoise, Entei, Gligar, Rotomose, Sneasel with the Z move. Some Z moves are out, some Z moves are not, so that will update, I'm sure, in the power rankings, so you guys will find out. Hitmonlee, Mantine, Chansey. So what you're seeing with his team, you're seeing the Chansey Gligar core, you're seeing a beautiful Mega Blastoise with Rapid Spin, obviously Defog on that Gligar, Togekiss Defog too as well. Flinch Hacks, Togekiss, Jirachi. He has a beautiful special attacker in Hydreigon, a beautiful physical attacker in Entei, Rotom to give him some flexibility, Sneasel to outspeed everything, and Hitmonlee to unburden outspeed everything, Mantine to soak up special defense. Great team, annoying team. I'm so glad I don't have to play it this year. I don't even want to think about it, but awesome team, awesome draft for that first pick with that Jirachi. Which I'm surprised Jirachi doesn't have a Z move. Seeing Sneasel Z. Normally Sneasel likes to run Focus Sash or Choiced Item, but you know, maybe he'll come through with the Z move. You know, maybe some all out pummeling, fun. Definitely some Icinium Z, fun. But we'll see what he brings to the table. So second, we have the most annoying coach in the DGBA, mostly because I have the most respect for him. He beats me every time. He's a wonderful planner. I played many showdowns with him. He is one of the smartest battlers I've ever played with. We have Non-Zero. His team has Blissey and Skarmory and Mega Venusaur. So we can just move on. No, but he has Thundurus, he has Latios, Azu, Diggersby, Darmanitan, Hitmonchan, Dusclops, and also Illumise, along with that Blissey, Skarmory, and Mega Venusaur. So Mega Venusaur plus Skarmory, disgusting. Mega Venusaur plus Skarmory plus Blissey. I'm glad I don't play him either. Hopefully I'll see him in the final. So next we have the Golden State War Turtles and my boy X Luke. Rocking the Lando T with the Z move. Great choice. Lando T, ultimately flexible. Can do anything with that Z move. wonderful Mon, Latias, wonderful Celesteela, Mega Deoncy, Volk. Sorry, Volcarona, I should say. I shouldn't use nicknames. We're announcing these things. Suicune, Miltank, Decidueye, Girder, Rotom Frost, and Chimecho. I don't know about the Chimecho. He has 2 points remaining, it looks like. And he grabbed Chimecho. Okay, we'll see what it does. But I like his lower tier picks, Rotom Frost and Girder. Decidueye, solid Mon for 10. It can do some things in draft format. Miltank, wonderful fat Mon, underrated at $8. Suicune, obviously annoying. Volcarona, setup monster. Mega Deoncy, setup monster. Celesteela, annoying. Latias, annoying. Great squad as well. That's why this division is just so tough. It's going to be so good. I'm not even talking about this next team real quick. This next team is just as bad as the first two. And see, what's funny about this is 3 of those teams are super annoying, and I love Luke's team in the War Turtles, because that's a team I would draft. Like, that's a nice balanced team. It's got some good attackers. They got a good mix of bulk. The other teams are just annoyingly bulky. But so Coach Oak and the Ikitan Incineroar over here, with the Zorora or Zerora, whatever, the new electric, beautiful. One of my favorite mons to ever come out in design, in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Super fast, hits super hard, definitely worth $16. Beautiful Z move user with the coverage he has, because he has that fighting coverage that electric types kind of need. He can use that very well. But we'll see though, because he's a new mon. You never know how new mons are gonna develop in the metagame, but it's not a metagame, it's a draft game. But when you're talking a fast electric type who can hit very, very hard, there's not too many fast electric types that are not good. Your Raikus, your Jolteons, your Thundurus, those guys. So a fast electric type, super fast electric type, I think he's going to be just fine. Especially with the brand new 100 base power electric type move. So Tapu Bulu, Heatran, beautiful core, beautiful Fairy Steel, especially with the fire. Also Tapu Bulu making EQs do less to Heatran. Obviously Zyregard, another annoyingly defensive mon, or can be defensive. It can set up to as well. Arachnid, I should say, the brand new Sticky Web user. I think he's going to be one of the best Sticky Web users in the league. Him and Galvantula are going to be the top 2 in the tiers. Crobat, obviously, Crobat does what he does well. Defogs, he hits things pretty hard. Mega Sableye, Heatran, Tapu Bulu. I don't want to talk about it. ESPN. Espeon. You guys see how I got ESPN? Espeon, Aurorus, Smeargle. So Smeargle, interesting last pick. We'll see what he does with that. Obviously he can do anything at once because he can learn every move. So we'll see how he uses that. So next we're going to go to the Galactic Division with the New York Moos, the AFC Ajaxorus, the Los Angeles Larvatars, and the FK Mold Breakers. So we have on the Komodos, Manaphy with the Z move. We all know I love Manaphy personally. Manaphy, great mon. Mega Gallade, Florges into Registeel, into Crocodile, into Serena, into Salamence, to Heliolisk, Dusknoir, Garbodor, to Lycanroc, and Dusk. What I see on this team is a lot of good balance in his defensive cores with the Florges, Registeel. Also, the Manaphy is very bulky. Crocodile, a great Intimidate user. 2 good Intimidate users with Crocodile to Salamence. Serena, a very underrated defensive mon with that Trop Kick. Dusknoir at $3 is a steal. Garbodor at $6 is a steal for a good poison type. And then Lycanroc Dusk, we'll see what that can do with that new Tough Claws. Wait, is that the Tough Claws one? I think it is. Yeah, with no, that's the... Is that the what? It doesn't matter. Lycanroc is a good, fast rock type. We'll see what it does, though, in the league format. But the rest of his team, very well designed. I love the Mega Gallade. I think it's underrated just because of how strong it does hit and with its very good special defense stat. So next, over at the Ajaxorus, yeah. We have Victini, the all-powerful, probably one of the best mons to ever grace a draft-style format. We have Goodra, one of the best dragon types to grace this format because of how flexible it can be and how bulky it really is. Tapu Fini, we all know what Tapu Fini does. It defogs and it just soaks up and sponges hits, and it can also set up those Calm Minds. Mega Absol. Mega Absol's a solid Mega. It's very versatile, which is important in these draft formats. I don't like it personally myself, but it can be used very well. I've seen it sweep teams because it has a decent speed tier, and it's so flexible. Like I said, with the flamethrowers, it can play rough, it can knock off, it can do so many good things. Amoonguss, Hippowdon, what do we got to say about those two? Amoonguss puts things to sleep. It's super bulky, very underrated. Hippowdon, same guy, lives forever, just doesn't die. Scizor, awesome way to finish out that Dragon Steel Fairy Core into Tapu Fini and Gudra. Just a very good offensive plus defensive mon. I think it's underrated defensively because it does get roost and it can heal up. Reuniclus as well, just fat. This team is very fat, and then it also has very tanky mons as well. So Kangaskhan, Electabuzz, Drifloon to finish it off. I think Kangaskhan's a little underrated. Solid normal type, can definitely hit hard. Electabuzz, underrated speed. It can't really do too much hitting wise, but it can volt switch around. It can give teams problems. And Drifloon is very interesting. I was kind of looking at it as a ghost type. It does get that unburden ability, so check on that for sweeping some teams. Next we have the Los Angeles Larvitars, Mega Charizard X. I think he just picked that up. I think he originally drafted Mega Zam, and then he switched it out, seeing kind of the makeup of his team, which I don't blame him. He gained a little bit more setup potential and a little bit more bulk with Megazord X. He also covered his Dragon type, which he did not have, because he did take Cresselia and Gengar. Then he goes Mamoswine, Jolteon, and Empoleon, Roserade, Mandibuzz, Cresselia, Gengar, Hitmontop, Slurpuff, and Alolan Persian, which is a Z-Mon. So, just plainly looking at his team, he has Sticky Webs and Slurpuff, who is a new Sticky Web user. Mamoswine to abuse those Sticky Webs. Charizard X doesn't have to set up Dragon Dances anymore. Things like Roserade doesn't have to run too much speed. Empoleon can maybe outspeed some things. Jolteon covers, obviously, if you don't want to run Sticky Web. Alolan Persian Z can just do so much with Z parting shots. All of its taunting and just annoyingness. Alolan Persian is very underrated in my opinion too. He has good speed tiers. He does. I like this team. I think I would draft this team. I would definitely like to use this team. I think it has good balance in special and physical attackers. Knowing that his most powerful attackers are his physical attackers, but then he has Jolteon, Roserade, Gengar in the back to kind of do those things too. Hitmontop's a good spinner. Definitely a good team. I think he's going to have a good season. Next is the FK Mold Breakers. We have Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko is always a problem for everyone. Mew can do everything. Obviously, Umbreon just super fat. Mega Scizor. We all know Mega Scizor can defog, it can roost, it can set up, it can do everything Scizor does, just a little bit better. Gastrodon, Chandelure, Hawlucha, Porygon Z, Zyregard, 10%, the Bruxish, and the Credillionaire. So, I love Credilli so much. So Gastrodon, we all know it. We all wish it got Stealth Rocks, but it does what it needs to do well. It eats hits. People have to bring HP Grass for it, or you're just not killing it. So that's a good thing to make people try to do, because now they have to choose between, because he does have the Mega Scizor, so they have to choose between having that HP Fire and that HP Grass, which is a great strategy. Also, Chandelure, Hawlucha are very underrated. Chandelure just comes and you're like, oh, it's just a Chandelure, what's it going to do? Then it just ends up kind of poking holes through your team. Hawlucha, you never know when it's going to pop his Unburdened and it's going to start killing some things on your team. You have to have a plan for that. Zyregard, 10% super fast. Your flying types aren't safe with that 1,000 arrows. Bruxish, hey, the lips. That's all I can say. And then Credilli, I think Credilli is super underrated. Storm Drain, recovery, setup curses, and it can win you games. If teams are not playing for it, it can win you games. I promise you. That is one of my favorite Pokemon to ever grace Pokemon. So next up, we're gonna go to the Plasma division. So we have Cav and the London Lycanroc rocking Nagandel. So a brand new Pokemon. It just got banned from OU, so we all know what it's going to do in the draft style format. It's Poison Drag. It's just going to rake things. I haven't used it yet. I don't even want to face it. I need to do a lot of research on these new mons. But we all know it's going to... I think 16 is way cheaper than what it should be if it just got banned straight out of OU already. It should have been the 18-19 range. But we didn't know that at the time. It is what it is. It's a great mon. It's going to definitely put in a lot of work with its coverage. It gets Flamethrower T-Volt. It's disgusting. I just don't even want to think about playing it. And I think I do have to play it this year. Yes, I do. So, it's not going to be fun. Anyway, so we have Nagandel, we have Milotic. We all know what Milotic does. Rotom, Heat, Lando, Cobalion, Sylveon, Cofagrigus, Alolan, 9-Tails, Sigilyph, Mega T-Tar, and Lurantis. So let's talk about a couple interesting cores in this team. So Cofagrigus, Sylveon, Cobalion are, I think, a beautiful defensive core. Sylveon obviously being your especially bulky mon. Cobalion, Cofagrigus, definitely two good defensive mons, and versatile too as well though. Zero actually in this league. The coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers opened my eyes to how powerful Cofagrigus can actually be on the special attacking side. It's definitely a mon not to sleep on. Alolan Ninetales setting up those screens, those Aurora Veils, is definitely interesting for this team too, because if there's an Aurora Veil up and you think you're killing Milotic, you can just think again. It's not going to happen. And then, Sigilyph, if there's an Aurora Veil up and Sigilyph comes in, I mean, it's just going to call Mind Psycho Shift on you all day. It does one thing, but it does it very well. If teams don't prep for it, Sigilyph will sweep you. It's hard to kill. Mega T-Tar. Also, Mega T-Tar slept on. It has a very diverse move pool. It can do many things. Sets up the sand, gets that special defense buff, and then it D-dances on you, and then you're like, okay. So you better plan for that too. And then Lurantis, decent grass type. I don't know exactly what it brings to a draft style format. Maybe it comes, but what you're looking for in those bottom picks is you're just looking for something to come 1 week and do good for you and do something good for you and win, may possibly win one match for you. We'll see if Lurantis can do that for him. Next up, we have the Armaldos. I can have Armadillos. Anyway, with my boy Parksy. So we have Rotom Wash with his first pick into Ferrothorn. That's a very good core. It's a common, I wouldn't say a common core, but that's a very popular core. Rotom Wash Ferrothorn's a very tough core to break. Terrakion Z. I used Terrakion Z my first season. I love Terrakion Z. Terrakion can do so many things. It can set up in 2 different ways with Swords Dance Rock Polish. You can hit so many different things. You can kill so many different defensive mons with like a Z Stone Edge, Z Close Combat, something like that. That can just poke through a team that they were like, oh, this is my check, and then you're like, hey, Z move, and they're like, oh, it ain't a check no more. So that Terrakion, I think, is very flexible with that Z move. Alolan Muck goes along well with that Ferrothorn Rotom Wash. Shaman goes along with that core very much as well. Definitely a good balance on this team so far with Mons, Mega Altaria as well. Just, I mean, his defensiveness is very strong. Now he brings in Licky Licky with its Wish power, its Heal Bell power. Starmie as well, very good defensive mon, but it can also be flexible with its attacking moves and its Rapid Spin, obviously. Piloswine setting up those rocks. Delphox give him a little bit more speed here, and then Tyrantrum to give him that breakthrough power that he might need. Only problem I have here is obviously I think he talked about it a little bit as he was drafting, but he has 0 speed. I mean not 0 speed, but when Delphox, Starmie, and Terrakion are your speed tiers, and I mean Shaman I guess at 100, but you're kind of lacking a little bit when he has to run maybe a Scarfer or 2 a week just to outspeed threats that are just can set up in his face and then outspeed his whole team if he doesn't want to die obviously. But I mean his defensive cores are good enough. I think he'd be able to break through those speed tier problems. But next up we have JP and the SL Benfinians. This is one of the most disgusting drafts, just with Mega Lopunny, Kieran Black with the Z power, also Hoopa Unbound at the bottom there, and then he goes a lot of 10-11 mons, which is beautiful draft style. Donphan, Vaporeon, Porygon 2, awesome defensive mons. Vaporeon can wish around. Don't sleep on Donphan's attack power. It's super strong. He has the keys in his pocket. Steel Fairy, beautiful typing, can set up those screens for those mons like Mega Lopunny and Kieran Black. So if you set up a Reflect, and your only mon to take down Kieran Black is a physical mon, and now it lives a move that it shouldn't live before, Kieran Black can just click Outrage on 3 different things and kill all 3 things, because that's how strong Kieran Black is. And Hoopa Unbound's the same guy. Talonflame to kind of pick off those nasty, mons that are just outspeeding Mega Lopunny, Kieran Black, with that priority Brave Bird if he has it. Galvantula with the sticky webs. Leafeon. I'll talk about Leafeon in a second. So Galvantula, sticky webs into Hoopa Unbound, Kieran Black, Mega Lopunny. If you don't have to run plus speed on Mega Lopunny, you can run Adamant, and Adamant high jump kicks for Mega Lopunny are nothing to mess with. So if he can get webs up and abuse his Hoopa Unbound, his Kieran Black, his Mega Lopunny, it's just gonna be you're gonna get 5-0'd, 6-0'd, 4-0'd. That is a tough core to stop if you allow those sticky webs to get on the field. So you better bring a defogger. Then you finish off with Chatot. So Chatot, Leafeon are actually very interesting twos. I'm actually very familiar with Leafeon. Leafeon was one of the only mons that I had actually bred, and it was completely by accident. It was one of the first high IV mons I ever bred, and I got to use it, and it is very underrated. setting up an SD, X Scissor Leaf Blade. It's very strong, and his defense is like, I think it's base 130, if I remember correctly, 110 or 130. It's a very strong Pokemon that can be brought situationally, and it can do some things for you. Like I said, those mons that cost you 5 and under, you just want them to come and win a week for you, or win a matchup for you, win a one-on-one. Because if you win a one-on-one with that, the mons you spent more money on, can win you, the two, get you 2 Pokemon down or another Pokemon down. So if we can win a one-on-one, Leafeon's worth those $2 now. Same with Chatot. If you click Chatter and you confuse one of his most important mons and they hurt themselves in confusion, now you can kill it with Boom Burst. That's a huge buy for $2. If it can Chatter a Mega Charizard X right when it comes in, and it gets confused, and now it hurts itself, and you click Boom Burst and kill it, like, that's a huge win for you. That's a chat out taking out a $18 mon or something like that. That's just an example, obviously. But next we have the Miami Rotom Heat. My boy Undersea Warrior. We have Como OO. Interesting first pick. We'll see how it does. With its new fighting stab. I think it's going to be very good. I think it's viable. Dragon fighting is nothing to mess with. Obviously, it dies to a what's a weak fairy move? Disarming Voice. It dies to a Disarming Voice from anything, from a Slurpuff, or what's a Slurpuff? Swirlix or whatever. Anyway, it just dies fast. Weavile. Weavile's super strong. Ice Dark. It's just nobody. It outspeeds everything. It just hits everything with knockoff. We all know what Weavile does. Stack Attacka. My boy, I love Stack Attack. I hate his typing, but I've seen videos of Stack Attack showcases. He does the damage that he needs to do, and you can get around his weaknesses if you put him in the right situations. I think that's going to be a hidden mon. I think it's going to be a solid tank. I think it's going to kill a lot of things. I think it's going to be wonderful. Delmise, obviously Ghost, Grass. It does 60 different things for your team, and it does the little things. It might not shine, but it's going to do some work. Arcanine at 12. Arcanine gets those intimidates off E-Speed, Primarina, Choice Specs. What are you going to do? Mega Pidgeot, it doesn't miss Hurricanes. It confuses you. What are you going to do there, too, as well? Mega Pidgeot's a great Mega, I think. Very undervalued at 12. I love that at 12. Uxie, Bulky Psychic. It's a very, very good value at 9. Kartana, 13. Are you kidding me? Beast Boost. It just does so much damage. Nidoking at 12. Very versatile. Rotom at 6. Definitely a solid pickup at 6. It can do a lot of things for you. Trick. Willow, obviously. Do all the things a Rotom could do, just in ghost form. I definitely like his draft a lot. Maybe he could use those 2 points that he had remaining, like in his Uxie slot to bump up to an 11, or his Pre-Marine, or maybe a Mega Pidgeot slot to bump up to a 14 Mega. But, he can also use those 2 points in the free agency as long as he doesn't go over 120, so it's not a bad thing to have. Let's move on to the Skull division, my division. An interesting division, I would say. Mostly because my boy Mike and the Altaria over here, he decided to draft Tyranitar. Was it Blasphalon? Blasphalon, I think it is, or Blacephalon. So that's an interesting core because the only thing to stop Blacephalon right now is AV Tyranitar, because that fire and ghost hits so hard. That's going to be a tough core to break, especially because Blacephalon comes in on a lot of teams and just gets kills. Hopefully I can outspeed it like with my Darkrai or handle it with my Alomomola. We'll see. It might hit way too hard for me to deal with that. We'll see what it does though. I think he's gonna use it very well. It's gonna be tough to deal with this year. I've got a lot tonight, guys. But we have Mega Gyarados, Zapdos, Whimsicott, Nihilego, Bronzong, Ditto, Druddigon, Volcanion, Shroomish. Alright, so let's get into Mega Gyarados. Mega Gyarados we all know is very good. The Mega Shrimp, Mega Evolves, he D-Dances, he's Dark type, he's just very strong. Zapdos, beautiful defensive, Electric Flying type, Whimsicott, brand new Defogger that we haven't seen yet, but we all know it's super annoying and it gets off those priority defogs. Nihilego, what are we going to say about Nihilego? Strong rock, poison attacker with a good move pool. Obviously Beast Boosting, it's very fast, it's very strong, decent on the special side, or special defensive side I should say. Bronzong, we all know Bronzong does well, it's a Steel Psychic, it just takes some hits. It just does what your team needs it to do at the time. Ditto can transform to anything, obviously. Druddigon, very good defensive dragon. Very underrated, I think. He can do a lot of things. Set up stealth rocks. He can also deal some damage with Dragon Tail. Dragon Tailing things out. It can annoy teams at times. Volcanion, Ivy's Volcanion. I love Volcanion. It just hits harder than people think it does when they come into it. You know, you can switch into fire moves, water moves, just as easy. You can set up with Flame Charge. Shroomish at 1. Hey, if you want to bring Eviolite Shroomish and you want to spore some things, I ain't mad at you. You do you. It's probably going to annoy my team for some reason. I don't know why, but Eviolite Shroomish, bring it, or Focus Sash, put something to sleep. It did its job, right? Maybe that's what he's going to do. I'm telling you, those $1 mods, you just want them to do something 1 week. That's all you want them to do. And Shroomish can do something maybe. And then my team, I'll just kind of just say it since I already did a video on my channel about it. Mega Mawile, Savali, Alomomola, Garchomp, Thunderous Tea, Darkrai, Necrozma, Gyarados, Typhlosion, Torterra, Regigigas. Not much to say about it. Mega Mawile is the power. Better watch out for my boy Regigigas. I'm going to find a way to get him in for 5 turns. I'll find a way to get that slow start up. We'll see if that works. But next we're going to look at Pac-Fan. One of the OG members, my boy Pac. Tornadus T with the Z move. He's got Tangrowth. I love that core. I had that core, was it Season 2? Beautiful core regenerator to have. They also complement each other decently well. Obviously, Ice is a problem, but you can see he fixes that later. Mega Medicham. What can you say about Mega Medicham? It just high jumps and it kicks you in the face and your whole team dies. Clefable. The pink blob of disgustingness sets up anything it wants to do. It's a very strong mon. We have my boy Guzzlord. Dark Dragon, I don't know exactly what it's going to do, but hey, it has a diverse move pool and it can hit pretty hard, so we'll see what it can do. Toxapex, we all know what Toxapex does. Defense, Scald you, poisons you, sets up some T-Spikes. Raikou, very fast electric mon, Volt switching around. Metagross, very versatile. Rock Polish up, or Agility I should say, not Rock Polish. Agility up, can sweep some teams. Very underrated, I think. Rabombi, now Rabombi, is now good because it gets Sticky Web. So bring that Rabombi, set up those webs. You never know. Pollen puff some things, deal some damage. My boy Passimian, because he never fumbles. I don't know if you guys know that. But Passimian's here, fighting type. He's decently fast, hits decently hard. Not a bad mon for $4. You know, he can come win you a week with a fighting type power if you don't want to bring Medicham. So we're going to go over to the last team, the kind of leader of this draft league, my boy Has in the London Arsenal. So he gets his Infernape. Beautiful mon. Infernape does absolutely anything your team needs. You want a Scarfer, you want a Rocker, you want a Sash, you want a Choice Band, you want a Scarf, you want a U-Turner, you want to just pull out Attack Line, you want a special Nasty Plot. What do you want? I mean, Infernape can do it. I don't think there's a more diverse mon that exists besides like your legends, but like there's not especially a starter, especially just kind of your basic mon. He can do absolutely and undeniably everything that your team needs. So Gliscor, the brand new Gliscor, can be Defog plus Toxic Orb. So that is important because you know it's Defog and Toxic Orb. Before that, you know, you're running Defog and hoping to get Toxic for your Poison Heal. But now you can just run Defog, or you just can't have the ability Poison Heal, my bad. So now you're getting Defog and your Poison Heals. It's never going to die unless you have Ice or if you have a strong Water. So, I mean, it's Gliscor, man. It just takes hits and it deals damage. It can do a lot of things. I mean, my favorite set is Fling, or Toxic Orb with the Fling, with the Acrobatics and the Earthquake and the Swords Dance. That's my favorite set, but it's so flexible, it can do everything. Also, he has Excadrill. We all know what Excadrill does. It spins sometimes, it EQs a lot, and it hits things with Iron Head. It's also decently defensive mon. I think it's very underrated in a lot of tiers. Also, he has Superior. Superior now gets Defog as well. Very interesting. We'll see what he does with that. Scolipede, getting those plus speed boosts. It can sweep teams. I've seen it hidden in the back, and people just don't worry about it because it's a Scolipede. What can it do to me? It comes in, and it's got enough defenses to live hits, so it gets a free speed boost, and you can set up an SD in your face while you try to kill it, but you're not going to kill it because it has decent defenses. And now you have a Mega Horn, EQ, problem, Poison Jab, problem, with +2 attack and speed. Like, it is not a bad mon at all, but a lot of people just run it for the baton pass reasons, but it doesn't have to be a passer. It can be a setup mon, and it can kill your entire team if you don't plan for it and forget about it. It's a very good Pokemon. Electros, a lot of people don't like Electros. I don't like I like Electros. It can do so many things. It just gets worn down so easily because it is slower. It doesn't have good recovery. It's an interesting Pokemon. I think it's going to be good. Obviously on this team, it gives him that Levitate that he might need. Comes in with Pangoro. I know me and him talked pretty in depth about his final few picks here. Pangoro, Drampa, Jellicent, Diancie into Gardevoir, or Mega Gardevoir I should say. So Pangoro, it's a very situational mon. Parting Shot, it does get Parting Shot, which is never bad in any format ever. Parting Shot's just a free play that you can never go wrong for clicking. Jelly Belly, my boy Jellicent, is a fat water. Good fat water with the ghost type. It's okay. It's pretty situational too. Drampa, very situational too. But not bad situations. Like, you can bring them in a lot of matches and they can perform well and do what they need, do what you need them to do. Diancie, being, so weak to steel, is tough. Decent rocker. In the right situation again, it's a good defensive mon. And then he brings the Mega Gardevoir in here, which with his defensive core, having that Gliscor, Drill, Serp, it's a very good special attacker. The only problem I see with this team is his defensive cores. Actually, just not me looking at it, kind of in a nutshell. So Jellicent, it looks like is his only prime special defender. Like, I'm talking prime as in like can be brought most of the time, but that can get a little predictable. Gliscor obviously is best physical defender. It's not a bad team. I like it. He might make some moves here. I would expect him to maybe drop a few guys and then pick up a stronger defensive mon. But no, it's a good team. Mega Gardevoir. Anytime you have Mega Gardevoir and Fernape, Excadrill, you're gonna win games. And Scolipede as well. You're gonna Serp. You're gonna win games. Like, those are good. Those are great offensive mons. You're gonna win some games. So that is the draft for this year, guys. Definitely come out, check out what more content we have. We're definitely gonna have some stuff up soon. So thank you guys for coming out and checking out the draft. We're excited for season 4. We're gonna get it started soon. So thanks for coming out. Bye.